Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to finish off our Stranger Things videos with the Stranger Things characters ranked. And not much to say, but a bunch of end of the year stuff will be coming out. I'll make a community post later today. What's going on here? So yeah, I'll make a community post later today, and yeah, let's get started. I think we can just get right into it. So let's start off with Lucas. I'm going to put him B tier. He's not a bad character, but like at the same time, he doesn't really do much. Really, like in the first season, I think he's fine, like in everybody else. But problem is, I think he's kind of annoying when you get to season 4, where he's like trying to make decisions for everybody. It's just not the most compelling of stuff. So like, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of this character. He's not bad, but at the same time, he's not particularly like great or anything. Nancy Wheeler. I want to put her in A, but I kind of want to I'm going to put her in B. I found her pretty good in the first season, and then second season, third season, I thought she was pretty kind of annoying. But then fourth season, I thought she was a lot better. So it kind of contrasts the two, but I want to put her in A, but I don't know. Her news reporter plotline I really didn't like. I like her little arc with Steve. I like her. I think her presence on the show works, but overall, not one of the most interesting or most fun characters. Billy, C tier. They didn't flesh out his arc enough. I wish they gave him a lot better or a lot more to do. And to be honest, I like this character. I think he works really well in season 2 and season 3, and I like how he's sort of the embodiment of the whole Invader the Body Snatchers plotline, sort of. Let's change the color of that. But at the same time, he really is just not that interesting of a character, and his arc doesn't get fleshed out enough because they just kind of end it. So it's just kind of frustrating. So, but in the end, I think he's a alright character. After next up, we're gonna do Mike. Yeah, I have to go around the D tier. I think the problem with Mike, he was kind of annoying to begin with. I think he just gets more annoying, and his worst is probably in season 3. But I mean, he's not a horrible character. It's not like I can't stand him on screen, but the way he just kind of feels towards 11. I think once he starts to like her, once he kisses her at the end of season 1, I realized, okay, I don't really like this character, and then he just kind of gets worse and worse. He's not like horrible. I don't think he's the worst character in the show, but to be honest, he really doesn't do much. He's never really given like a legitimate character arc, but I mean, he's a good friend for Will, I guess, for at least in the first couple seasons, but the character's just kind of frustrating by the time you get to the end of the 4th season. Next up, I'm going to go Will. Yeah, going around the D tier as well. Will's kind of frustrating. I thought he was good in the first and second season for the screen time he did have in the first season. I like him in the second season. But then third season and fourth season, he just kind of got reverted to a side character, yet he's literally one of the main 4 characters. I guess Mike kind of did too, to be honest. But like, Will more so, because he just doesn't really do anything. Like, he's standing by 11 in season 4, and he's just kind of giving speeches here and there. He just doesn't do very much. So, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. So, it's just a frustrating character, to be honest. I wish they did a bit more with him. And in times, he's really annoying. Next up is the Dr. Owen something, or Dr. Owens. Not a detriment to the character, but I'm going to put him in C tier just because, I mean, he is very present throughout the second season, but then the third season he doesn't do that much, and he's like in one scene, and then the fourth season I kind of bring him back a bit more to help 11 around, and I like his presence in the show, especially in season 2 as like the new doctor around that's trying to make things better, but not the most interesting character, and not really given like an actual character arc. I like what they do with season 4 where he is helping 11 and helping Brenner. I kind of like that whole plot line, but yeah, just, this is not going to be one. He's not the flashiest character, but I think he's a nice one to kind of throw in there. Joyce, B tier. Joyce is probably the most consistent character on the show, if I'm going to be honest. Like, she starts in the first season as this very, like, worried mother for her son. And then I like what they do with her in season 1 where she's kind of going crazy. They don't really do that much with her in season 2 and 3, but they don't really need to. She's not like a needed character. But for what they did do, I liked her. I liked her in season 2 where she had the relationship with Bob. I thought that worked really well. They always give her something interesting in each season. I don't think she's quite A tier just because I just think they're more fun characters. And I don't know if Joyce Byers is one of the most fun characters, but she'd definitely be near the top of the B tier. And overall, I think she really works on the show as Will's mother and plays that role perfectly. So, no real issues there. Now Eve Murray, as much as I want to put him high because he's just so fun, I can't because in the end he's so over the top and but in a little bit cartoonish at times, especially in season 4. But I just can't. I just you know I'm playing him B tier because he's just so much fun. But just see him take out all the Demogorgon or take out the Demogorgon or all the Demi things. It's just a ton of fun and I just enjoy this character for that. So B tier. Steve Arrington, we're gonna get really positive. He's going the S tier. I think he's one of the best characters on the show. Starting from a jerk pretty much and then turning into like the one of the best heroes of the show and in the end just became one of the best characters on the show. I love his little bromanship with Dustin or broship, whatever you want to call it. And overall, just what a fantastic character. Like I think they've really developed this character. They've given him something different each season. He's getting or he's getting the broship with Dustin, he's working in the ice cream shop and meets Robin. He's going to Russian base. They give him something interesting to do, and he always ends up being one of the heroes, and they do a great job at it. I'm never really tired of seeing this character, and the actor does a great job. So, fantastic character. I love this guy. Now we have Dustin. I think I'm going to go with Dustin in the S tier. If it weren't for maybe that scene in the end of season 4, I would put him in the A tier, but that scene where with Eddie, all the scenes with Eddie in the last episode of season 4, as well as the part where he explains that Eddie was a hero to his uncle, was a very emotional moment, and the actor just delivers the perfect performance at the perfect time. And this character who in the first couple seasons wasn't my favorite, but then season 3 and 4, they just give him more to do each season. And to be honest, he became one of the best characters in the show overall. And I think of all the 4 kids, he's easily the best one, honestly, because they gave him the most to do. He's the most fun of any of them, and overall, they just developed this character right, and they've done such a great job, and the actor does a fantastic job. Now we have the Wheeler mom, or Mike's mom, or I guess I don't remember her name. I'm just gonna put in the D tier. She doesn't really do much in the first season. She's kind of there, kind of being like the sort of mother that's not very very protective mother. She's kind of there for that role. And then season 2, they don't really do anything with her. Season 3, I don't even think she's in season 3 except for some scenes. And then season 4, you get a little bit with some of the mothers, but not really much other than that. Now we have Bob. What a fun character. A nice little lighthearted addition to the show. I'm putting him B tier because, he had an emotional death. I think he had a bunch of great aspects. I thought he was a good character. But the problem with Bob, he didn't really, get enough on the show. He was only there for 1 season. I wish he got more screen time. But at the same time, it was kind of the right demise. He started as a character I was kind of annoyed with at first, in the first couple episodes of the season 2. But as the season went on, I just liked him more and more. Since he gave that little speech to Will, everything with that character got better. He's kind of like the lighthearted mood without being like the comedic relief. So I have a lot of fun with this character. I think it's great. Next one, we have Hopper. You know where he's going, the S tier. His arc as being like this small town cop or whatever, and realizing how much is really out there, and really realizing how much is really out there. Just fantastic. I love this character right from the beginning. You really see him start to fall in love with these kids sort of, and really sort of being like, I don't know about their mentor, but him getting to be with these kids and help his town. He just starts to become like a very interesting character, especially as you see him make relationships, as you see him go to Russia. They just do so much with this character, and really I think this guy is one of the best characters on the show. He's just fantastic. He's fun when he needs to be. He's like the action hero when he needs to be, and David Harbour plays his character to perfection. And overall, I thought this character was just fantastic. So S tier for sure, without a doubt. Now we have Max. I'm going to go A tier. At first, in season 2, I didn't like her that much. I thought she's kind of annoying. But as the show went on, she got better and better. Season 3, they gave her a lot more to do, an actual friendship with Eleven. And season 2 is that she was kind of just the person that wanted to be in the friend group, or that was asked to be in the friend group, and then asked out to prom. And they just didn't do enough with her except for maybe some interesting scenes. But then season 3, they gave her so much more to do. She actually has a friendship with Eleven, and they just give her and then you see her little rapport with Billy, and then they just give her a lot more to do. And then season 4, where her whole little plot line with Vecna, I thought that worked very well, and her little plot line with Billy as a follow that from season 3. everything about that just works so well, and I think Max has become one of the better characters on this show. But season 2 is kind of what holds her back. I just think she's not quite Rin right. I understand that's not really supposed to be, but for the character, I don't know if I really enjoy that. Jonathan, I'm gonna go to B tier. I want to put this guy in A because I think I really like what they did with him in the first 3 seasons, but I think that's what it's that fourth season that kind of killed him. He's kind of sort of the voice of reason on the show. I don't know 100%, but he's sort of the guy that, like, if someone's having a sort of down about something, he's kind of the guy to get everyone back up, sort of. And I kind of enjoy that his sort of presence on the show, but the problem is that in season 4, I really don't like what they did with him. He looked like he was how he did back in season 1 when Will just left or vanished or whatever. And I just didn't like that, to be honest. In season 4, he really is not given like anything to do. He was already kind of a side character, but he became even more of a side character. But I really like the thing they do with him in season 2 and 3, where he's having the relationship with Nancy, and that whole rapport goes off. And overall, I thought they've handled this character pretty well. Even in season 4, I'd say they handled it well as the sort of good brother to Will, and Will's kind of his only friend for a while. So I thought this character worked very well. Now I have 11. Yeah, she's going right in the S tier. As these kids kind of discover her, and then you see where that kind of goes off into this sort of adventure and realizing that their lives are sort of changed forever, especially Mike's. And just the way that all plays out just works so well. I loved what they did with this character, and I just think everything just worked out very well. So I don't have any problems with 11, if I'm going to be honest. I liked they did with her in season 4 with her little backstory and how they sort of did this epic thing to get her powers back up. I wish she had a better fight with Vecna, but whatever. Overall, I thought she's always been one of the best characters on the show, even in the first season. And yeah, so that's why she's this high on the tier list. Next one is Erica. I think I'm going to go B tier. I think this character is just a ton of fun as you really get to see her kind of get developed in season 3 or get like pushed to the forefront throughout season 3. I thought that was great. And it just brought a lot of fun to the character. I mean, she's annoying at times, but she's kind of written like that, and I think it works for the character herself. So, yeah, I actually really like this character. I think she's become one of the better, or one of the sort of mid-tier characters on the show. I thought she was really annoying the first 2 seasons, but she got better as time has gone on, kind of similar to Max, but not quite as good. So, but I like what they do with her in season 3 and 4, where she's kind of a part of this Dungeons and Dragons clique, and she's another one of these nerds. And I think I like what they do with her in season 4 and 3. Next one is Robin. Only been a person for 2 seasons, and those are obviously season 3 and 4. But I like what they did with her in both seasons, especially in season 3, where she's kind of has this rapport with Steve and sort of helping them along, but not really interested in him, as it explained in episode 7. And then season 4, I feel like they give her a thing where she's just talking all the time, and it didn't bother me at first, but as the season went on, it kind of started to bother me. My friend pointed this out, I'm like, I can forever unsee it. So that's a little frustrating, but in the end, I thought this character, I think she's a nice new addition to the show, and for the most part, I think she works fairly well. So, but I'm gonna put her in B tier because of. Yeah, either way, I wouldn't put him in the A tier. Next one's Eddie. I'm going to put him right in the A tier. I think this character's fantastic. I think as a metalhead, I can sort of relate with him. I guess so. I don't know. He's just a fun character. Maybe a little bit like over the top at times, but overall, just so much fun. I think he's a great addition to the show. Perfectly what for season 4 needed. I think he really added to the finale with throwing master puppets in there. And just kind of the perfect character. I thought he just worked so well in the show. He just brought so much fun and sort not necessarily lateness, but I think as this character that was scared at the beginning, but then at the end he was willing to fight. His arc that he went on just made the show better. I just wish they kept him alive because I would have loved to see what they did with him maybe in season 5 for like a revenge arc or something. But in the end, great character. Now we have Brenner. I think I'm going to put him in the A tier. As this kind of father, he actually thought he was taking care of these characters as bad as sort of kind of torturing them and sort of, yeah, torturing them pretty much and really you get to see this. And to be honest, the way it all plays out, especially as you get to season 4 where you realize that he did actually think that he was doing good to these kids or whatever. And it's just kind of an interesting character where in the end 11 took everything out, but she saved him sort of, but she wasn't gonna take him with she wasn't gonna take her with me, but she got that little last word to it. So I really like what they did with this character as someone that's not exactly friends with 11 or any sort of respect who 11 doesn't have to have any respect for. But in the end, I really like what they did with this character. Next one's gonna be Argyle. He's fun. I think he's a nice little addition to the show. A bit of kind of similar to Bob. He's kind of a comic relief without like kind of ruining any of the tension of the show. There's some scenes they give him that are just too over the top, like the scenes where he's doing weed with that girl from Salt Lake City. That was a bit too over the top, but I think this character is just a ton of fun. So I really like this character. I think he's a lot of fun. So yeah, I think C tier, but I wouldn't put him in the B tier because he doesn't really have any sort of arc. Noe Vecna, I'm going to put it in the S tier. I thought this character was handled very well right from the beginning, where he's like this Freddy Krueger type presence on the show. And that's just something I really like. As a big fan of the first Nightmare on Elm Street, you kind of get those kind of vibes to it. And yeah, just a fantastic character right from the beginning, and I love what they did with him. When you realize that this guy Henry from 11's flashbacks was Vecna, and then as it kind of goes in the motion, you realize what actually is going on, and it's just very interesting. All the exposition dumb sequences where you learn about him are just very interesting, and I'm excited what they do with this character for the next season. So that's about it. Let's rank them, I guess. I think in last place, I'm going to go Mike Wheeler's mom. I think how I would have it, pretty much. So these got their characters. Two of them are the main characters that kind of are frustrating more than they are likable. And then one character is not really given much to do. So, yeah, C tier. I think this is probably how I would have it. Maybe, no, I put Billy head. Billy just has more to do, to be honest. So, yeah, so I think there's 21 here in total. 5, 8, 14, 16, 19, 22. I can do math. So 22 is going to be Mike Wheeler's mom. 21 is going to be Will Byers. 20 is going to be Mike Wheeler. 19 is going to be Argyle. 18 is going to be Dr. Owens. 17 is going to be Billy. Wait, 17. Yeah. 16, I think at the bottom of the B tier, I think I'm going to go Lucas. And then 15, I think 15 is going to be Murray. 14, I think I'm going to go Robin. 13, I'm going to go Jonathan. 12, I'm going to go Robin. 11, 10, 9. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then I think in last place is going to be, I think this is literally how I'd have it. So, yeah, 12. Yeah, and then I think, would I have Eddie? I'll put Eddie over Brenner. And then S tier, this is where it gets tricky. I think in number 5, I think I'm going to go Dustin. I love this character, but I don't think he's quite as good as the other 4. I think Vecna's probably number 4. You know what? I'm going to put Vecna in the A tier, actually, because he's an interesting character, but I don't know if he's given as much to do. I don't think he quite deserves to be in the S tier like the other characters do. So I'm just going to leave him there. Number 3, I think I am going to go 11, because at times, I'll admit, she's a little whiny at times, and the way she reacts to things isn't the most interesting of things, or just kind of frustrating things at times, but other than that, great character. Yeah, number 2, I'm going to go Steve. And the number 1's Hopper. I think it's accurate. So I love most of these characters, especially these top 8, all great. And I think I love the show. In conclusion, I absolutely enjoyed the show. I thought it became one of my favorite shows of all time. Each season, even season 2, which is probably my least favorite, I absolutely loved it. And I was just through the show the entire time, just invested in these characters. And it ended on sort of a right note. But I'm excited for season 5, even though it's going to be a couple of years till it comes out. I just dug the hell out of this show. I absolutely loved it right from beginning to end. And with a couple issues here and there, overall, I thought the show was fantastic. So let me know what you think about this ranking. Tell me what you'd rank in these characters, or give me your like top 5 or something, or just give me your S tier or something. So yeah, I'm just interested. So that about concludes it for the series of Stranger Things. I absolutely love the show. Let me know what you think. Maybe another show I might do next. I don't know. I'm going to do a little Lord of the Rings show and see your starts of Daredevil, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. the new House of the Dragon show. So there's gonna be a lot planned here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.